All right, Jose. So, one topical question I want to get your opinion on. It's been going all around the internet. The owner of the Athlean-X company, Jeff Cavaliere, appears to be busted using fake weights in his instructional videos, deadlifting, doing whatever. Looks like he's deadlifting 5 plates when really it's probably 2 plates with 3 fake plates thrown on. I want to get your take on that and maybe what that means, kind of bigger picture, where somebody's built themselves around saying they're lifetime natural, never taken anything. Do they lose credibility by being fake in one area? Do you have to now question everything else that they're saying? What's your take on that whole controversy?
Well, anytime you lie and get caught lying to the public, you're going to lose credibility. That's very unfortunate. I don't follow the guy. I don't know. This is really the first I've heard of him, but I do recognize him. And I know he's got millions of followers.
10 million subscribers.
Yeah, that's crazy. So the unfortunate thing is he didn't need to be lifting heavy weights because that's not his. It's not his shtick, you know. From what I'm gathering is he puts out good, informative, nutrition and training advice and information. And he doesn't claim to be a powerlifter or a bodybuilder. He's a fitness guy. He looks shredded. He's in his early 40s. He looks awesome. He's obviously somewhat intelligent. And it wasn't necessary to use fake weights. Now, someone else touched upon this because this thing's been beaten to death by everyone. Is if you're a bodybuilder and it's around a show, either close to a show or after a show, and you're sort of dehydrated, it's not too bright for a jacked bodybuilder to be going for PRs during a photo shoot. You're going to get injured. But it'll look kind of ridiculous for Ronnie Coleman to be incline pressing 135 when he really could do 500. So to keep it looking more accurate, bodybuilders might use fake weights. I have never encountered a situation where I used fake weights. I know that back in the day, maybe at Ironman, they might have had some fake weights. I never used them. In fact, I was one of the idiots that probably should have gotten injured doing some of the dumb shit I did. I did many shoots with Per Banal after the New York Pro with Samuel Haddad and Kevin English. And I was doing the 160s incline pressing and doing dips with 5 plates strapped to me. And anyone want to see my wife? She's shaking her butt. Anyway, I don't think I think it was very unfortunate for this guy because he does put out a lot of good content. He's very well respected as far as I can see. I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of his videos and stuff and see. Maybe he is a putz. I don't know. He could be awesome, but from what I'm gathering, the guy puts out good stuff, and it was unnecessary. Now, did he come out and admit this?
No, so the allegations were first of the fake weights, and then it immediately spilled over to what else is he lying about? I bet you he's chemically enhanced. The only thing he's replied to is that he's natural and he'll take a drug test anytime.
Right?
I know he's 44. He's very, very thin, just shredded. At least I say year round. At least in all the videos he puts out, maybe he does those within a period of time of being shredded. But yeah, he's not very big from what I gather. I've never seen him in person, but that's the crazy thing is he's 44. He has like a whole series of building muscle in your 40s, and from what I can tell, the audience that watches him, I'm not watching him, you're not watching him, but I think a lot of people starting out, because he has such a huge following, he's probably the first thing to pop up when you are Googling or searching YouTube for workout tips, right? Because his following's so big. So the people that I've talked to that watch him are people that are starting out and doing their research, looking for the right way to build a program, the right way to bench and deadlift, and they all know about him. And you and I wouldn't be watching that. But so he tends to have a base of, I would say, beginners learning how to do this. And
that's why he's smart.
Yeah.
There's a lot more beginners than there are experts.
Absolutely. But his whole shtick is, I look like this, I'm shredded at 44. Nobody gives a crap about him being able to deadlift 5 plates. And the crazy thing is, to me, it would be more in line with his brand if he looked like that and only deadlifted 2 plates. I'd say, yeah, that's like, it's achievable. It would be way more achievable to this beginner watching, saying, I want to look like Jeff. That's my goal, that kind of men's health body, nothing too big. And wow, he's deadlifting 225. I'm at 135 or I'm at 185 now. I'm not far off. Yeah. Versus this, he's doing 5 plates. So I have to get to 5 plates to look like him. Which,
yeah, well, that's the big contradiction. Is
exactly. Yep.
He definitely didn't develop that body deadlifting 500 pounds.
No.
You know, that's the unfortunate thing is that he is probably gonna. I don't think he's gonna lose many followers over it, subscribers, whatever, because he's still putting out good stuff. But you know, we're in a quarantine. People are bored and looking for shit to talk about. So you're up, Jeff Cavaliere.
If anything, right, he's the guy at the top of the totem pole. And a lot of people who are very into clickbaity stuff are always looking to take a swing out of their league and punch up. So I think that's a lot of what's going on. You know, I don't think he'll lose his base of followers. I don't even know if this news will get to them.
So are we using him as clickbait right now? Or are we like defending him?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, I don't really care, right? I didn't watch him anyway. You and I both know there are circumstances, as you addressed earlier, where it might be appropriate to use fake weights the day after a show. Right. I know I've worked out the day after competing. When when you're super dehydrated, you're so incredibly weak the day after. I remember going in and trying to do a chest workout, and 55-pound dumbbells were heavy for me at that point. Where I might put up 130s with you, leading into the show. So there's something where, like, you're off, and there's no way for me to put up 130s the day after a show. Yeah. So I understand. I've never touched them. I've never been in the gym that had them. But this also isn't like the Bradley Castleberry thing, right? Where he's not putting out YouTube videos or Instagram videos where he's saying, look at me deadlifting 8 plates aside, or look at me benching 600 pounds. That's the silly part, right? Like with Brad Castleberry and the fake weight thing, that was his claim to fame, is how much weight he was lifting or not lifting, right? He's setting world records every day he goes into an LA Fitness. With this guy, with Jeff Cavaliere, it sort of has nothing to do with anything. So it's silly, like you watch him deadlifting 5 plates and it's too effortless. Like even you, where you could deadlift 5 plates, no problem, you'd still be straining. I'd
still have veins popping out of my forehead.
Exactly. Yeah. And this guy's deadlifting, like, at most it's 225, maybe even it's 135. It's a little too easy. You know how that weight's supposed to come up when you lift it.
So did you know if he's addressed this yet, or
he hasn't?
Is
completely
anyone
ignoring it?
Really?
Yeah. The only thing he's addressed is that he's natural, and people can drug test him anytime.
Well, he looks natural.
Yeah. Yep.
What's the? I'm short. Is that a surprise?
I think people made the jump of, if he's lying about the weights. Obviously, anybody that says they're natural in this day and age that's in shape is going to get attacked, right? Like you're bound to get attacked because of the Michael Hearn stuff. Anything that's in that line of somebody coming out and saying I'm natural and they're in great shape. Yeah. The history of that has been probably the majority of those people are lying. Yeah. There's tons and tons of people. Your brother Tito, right? The video that was going around of him on American Muscle the other day looks incredible, totally natural, right? Even Tito now, Tito at 50 looks insane.
And he weighs exactly the same.
Yeah. So
He was like
there's
a little more
clearly,
pumped. He might have been 5 pounds heavier then.
yeah.
Yeah.
So looking at this guy, I would believe he's natural. You know, the argument's been made. You know, is he doing orals? Is he taking a bunch of Anavar? You know, he's a little too hard year round. I guess you could make that argument. No one's going to argue he's on a massive cycle. You
Right.
know, but I suppose it's possible. But I also think it's possible that he's natural. He's a lot of these guys. He's doing videos by himself. He's
It's
not
more than
standing.
possible.
Yeah.
It's more likely than not.
Yep.
I mean, a little bit of hard work and some great genetics, and it ain't that difficult. You know, and I always say, like, when these people have millions of followers and subscribers or whatever, some lie is going to get out. Like someone sold them growth or something somewhere down the line, right?
Right. Yep.
Someone's going to come out and expose it. That's one of my things about Mike O'Hearn. Like, people can talk so much about him and convince that he's done this, he's done that. I've yet to hear someone come out and say, "Yeah, I've sold him tons of stuff," or I used to get him this, I used to get him that. I mean, shit, why isn't it possible? I mean, Mike's a little harder to believe because he's superhuman,
Yeah.
but hey, anything's possible. I take people at their word for the most part. But you know, Jeff, I wish you luck, buddy. I hope this doesn't ruin. I don't think it's going to do anything to his career, really.
No.
Sure, he's making a killing.
I don't even think he addresses it. I think he's.
I think he should,
Yeah.
because your fans, all these people are going to want to know. I mean, are you that pompous where you just ignore it and I don't need to discuss it to all these people that are paying my bills?
So far, he hasn't. He's putting out videos as usual. No statement. I think the
Shall
majority
we say he's being a bit cavalier?
Yeah, I think he doesn't touch it. I think he waits for all of these YouTubers who are punching up at him to just tire out and move on to the next topic, whatever that might be. Right? There'll be somebody next week that they can start poking at. So I think he just waits it out. He's been doing this for long enough. I think guys like you and I are going to move on, right? We don't, next week, we're not going to care who this guy is. We're not going to watch his videos.
Oh, no, I'm going to go watch all his videos. And if I think he's a sucker, I'm going to call him out next week. And then I'm going to prank call him and get his cell phone number. Send him some dirty pics.
That's how we do it in Boston.
Yeah. No, I should message him and see if he wants to talk about it.
This will be the one outlet.
Yeah, exactly.
And just say,
look,
I really don't like Greg Doucette either. Come on here and we can talk about Greg Doucette, because that's the guy who was the first one to make these claims and is just putting out 5 videos a day about this every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Greg. So Greg's waging war with him.
I'm gonna prank call Greg Doucette too. Screw that bastard. Greg's pretty funny. I call him the Gilbert Gottfried of bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah, he's blown up. He's very much a caricature at this point, I think. Like, I watched him when he first started, and then as it's evolved,
it's gotten worse.
I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
But he's done, to his credit, whatever it is that he's doing now that I don't really care to watch has been very successful for him. He's blown up.
Right.
So there's certainly an audience for what he's doing.
Well, there's an audience for that whole calling out people and argumentative stuff and controversial stuff. There's this kid, Kenny KO. I don't know what he does or what his deal is, but he's always trying to piss people off. And he got a ton of views and followers for, like, I wouldn't want to build my success or my brand on people wanting to knock me out,
Yeah. That's
Everywhere
like Shawn Ray, right? That's Shawn Ray's brand at this point. Most of these shows, that's the problem, is the clickbaits. You can interview somebody for 2 hours, and the excerpts they take are the segments where they're taking shots at people.
Yeah.
And that's what gets the most views. And then you get a response back, right? Shawn Ray calling out Chad Nichols. and then Chad Nichols makes a video about Shawn Ray, and then Shawn, they just go back and forth.
Yeah. Shawn Ray is a weird one because Shawn was so unfriggin' believable. His physique is arguably, easily top 10 in the history of planet Earth.
Yeah.
Easily. Even though he never won an Olympia, he's what everyone would want to look like.
Yep.
He was good looking, he was well spoken, he had the world by the balls, but chose to just create enemies over and over and over again, like to the point where a lot of people just don't like him, and they're talking about him like which is crazy. He should be at the top of the top. He should be doing all the interviews, doing all the emceeing, should be the face of every show. Where now a lot of athletes don't want to be interviewed by him, don't want to talk to him. Like, even when I had beefs with him, I would still talk to him because I wanted to see what he would say or how he would be. And when we'd be face to face in the same room, he'd be cool as hell to me, really cool. Like, we go way back. And but when he'd get a chance, especially on a live broadcast or something, he would shit on me, and he does it to other people.
So do you think for Shawn that that's actually a thought out strategy of, I'm going to start poking the bear all the way around so they have to respond to me and mention my name, and it just keeps giving him his 15 minutes, right, of actual airtime? Certainly he doesn't need any of this because he'll go down as one of the best bodybuilders of all time in the top 10 for everybody. But do you think that it's an actual strategy to cause controversy with all these bodybuilders to keep himself in the conversation, or do you think he's just an ass?
I think he's just an ass. I don't think that was a strategy because it wasn't a very good one. He created more enemies than friends. He's not up on this pedestal where he should be. You know what I mean? I honest to God, out of all of them, he's the one I would have wanted to look like, and he had that platform to be that guy, and he was just very disappointing. He just pissed everyone off, and he's not where he should be. He should be making crazy money between like a Jay. Yeah. Jay is who he is because he's likable, he's lovable. You don't hear Jay talking shit about people. Jay is, the most beloved bodybuilder, there is outside of Arnold because of the way he handles himself. And Shawn should be in that same, area, with his merchandise, whether it be supplements or T-shirts or 8x10, whatever. He should be killing it. And I do not believe he's even remotely close to the Jay Cutler place where he should be.
All those guys, Jay, now Ronnie, you tend to think they're the guy that's going to wait it out and shake every last hand and take a picture with every last fan and email people back, right? Whether or not they're actually that person in real life, the fact that
Jay is. I know for a fact.
Right, that's who everyone thinks they are, between Jay, Ronnie, and I'm sure there's lots of others, is huge for their brand, right? That's what you think of. When I think of Jay, I've stopped him on the street at the Arnold a couple years ago. He was like in a hurry to get out of there, probably going to get lunch. And Jay, and he stops and he kind of looked at me and he was this initial like, oh, shit. I thought I was in the clear, right? And then he gave me a big smile. Hey, man, nice to meet you. What's your name? And I said, I'm Nate. I'm from Boston. Work out with Jose. And at that point, guard was down. And he's like, you tell Jose, and at that point, I almost had to be like, look, I don't want to keep you. I know you're on your way, so I'll see you later. I just wanted to get a quick picture with you and say hi. The guy can't even walk from A to B without getting stopped, but he knows to flip a switch and say, this is somebody that is either supporting me now or may support me in the future. Yeah. So let me just be a decent person to him. And I've never gotten that vibe from Shawn Ray.
No, that's not the vibe you get from Shawn Ray. Unfortunately. But we're not here to beat on Shawn Ray anymore. he's an asshole. No, Shawn, I've had different experiences with him. Sometimes, we'd hang out, talk, and get along great, and then other times not so much. So, I wish him the best. I hope he turns it around because, I said he's easily one of the best top 10 as far as bodybuilders go. He's in my top 5. But whatever.